We are back today to learn more about SWAP, the traffic light system that will highlight the more nutritious food choices at our pantry. Before we can offer SWAP choices to our neighbors, we must sort the incoming food according to their categories, such as fruits and vegetables, grains, protein, dairy, much like we already do. Then the food is ranked according to SWAP. SWAP ranking will require an additional step, that we sort items within each category by levels of saturated fats, sodium, and added sugars. Depending on the category, the allowable levels may vary slightly. Generally, items are green if they contain 2 grams or less of saturated fat, 230 milligrams or less of sodium, and 6 grams or less of added sugar per serving. Phase 1 of our SWAP sorting will only include green, canned fruits, vegetables, whole grain pasta and rice, and whole grain cereal. Canned vegetables and fruits must have 2 grams or less of saturated fat, 230 milligrams or less of sodium, and 0 grams of added sugar per serving to be ranked green. A note on added sugar. This is sugar that is not found naturally in the food. Not all items list both added and total sugars on the label. There is an exception for canned fruits and vegetables if added sugars are not listed. Total sugars must be 12 grams or less to be ranked green. The second food category we will begin SWAP sorting in Phase 1 is grains. When using SWAP to rank grains such as bread, cereal, pasta, and rice, check the first ingredient on the label to see if it is a whole grain. It may be listed as whole grain or whole barley, buckwheat, bulgur, corn, farro, oats, rye, sorghum, or wheat. Brown rice, quinoa, and oatmeal are also whole grains. If your item passes the whole grain test, then it must also contain 2 grams or less of saturated fat, 230 milligrams or less of sodium, and 6 grams or less of added sugar per serving to be ranked green. If a food item in these categories is not able to be ranked green, then consult the SWAP guide to determine if it is ranked yellow or red. Remember, when ranking a food item, if any of the nutrient levels are high, then the food item is ranked at the higher level. For example, a whole grain pasta could have 0 grams saturated fat, green, 450 milligrams of sodium, yellow, and 0 grams of added sugar, green. The item would be ranked yellow due to its sodium content. Thank you for learning about Phase 1 SWAP sorting at Loudon Hunger Relief. Our next video will cover how SWAP will change grocery planning for our pantry appointment clients.